every sign's strongest hours today, and the one stretch that suits steady, routine work rather than fresh starts are coming up in this reading. Welcome, and before we begin, know that these readings are read from your Vedic Moon sign, calculated sidereally, with the houses of transit counted from that moon sign. Here in New Delhi, today is Friday, carrying the Tithi Shukla Dvitiya, which holds until 6:47 in the evening. The nakshatra is Purva Falguni and it stays with us until 3:42 at night tomorrow. Rahu Kala falls from 10:46 in the morning to 12:25 in the afternoon, a gentle window to keep to familiar, steady tasks rather than launching anything new. Readings today are from your moon sign. The link below finds yours in 10 seconds. With the day's rhythm laid out, let's move sign by sign into what today holds for you. Aries, courage reaches you before caution does. And today that fire turns inward, toward the people and the creative sparks you love rather than the fights you're used to picking. Yesterday, the moon had just settled into your house of creativity, children, and romance. So whatever you're feeling now likely arrived already warm, a continuation rather than a beginning. In matters of work and money, Venus, your period lord, sits weakened in Virgo today, and that asks you to soften your usual push, choose the small honest step over the bold move. Between 10:46 in the morning and 12:25 in the afternoon, keep your head down on quiet tasks rather than opening a big conversation. Aries, with the moon still glowing through that same house of creativity, children, and romance, your closest bonds and your creative instincts are lit tonight, and your Mars-ruled boldness can show up here as gentleness instead of force. Your energy runs warm today too, with the Sun and Mercury gathered together. So, let rest at home restore you before the Tithi turns at 6:47 this evening. The day closes the way it opened, your fire folded into care rather than spent on battle. Let that softness carry you toward the encouraging word you have been meaning to say to someone, offered simply because it is true, expecting nothing back. Move through today at your own pace. It is the right one. Taurus, today your natural steadiness finds a soft cushion to rest on. Even while Venus moves through unfamiliar ground this period and asks for a slower pace, yesterday's homecoming mood likely lingered, with the moon still turning your attention toward family and the ground beneath you. In work and money, Venus sits far from its comfort zone today. So the wins that come are the ones you build patiently rather than force, and a good step is to finish what's already on your plate before starting anything new. In relationships, Saturn's steady aspect reaches across your chart from your 11th house today. So friend or colleague may need extra patience from you before responding, and giving that patience costs you nothing. In energy and health, let the 4th house, your home, family, and inner ground, keep drawing you inward, and treat that pull as an invitation to rest rather than a demand. Taurus, you're ruled by Venus, and you build slowly, building things that hold, which is exactly the strength today calls for. Before the day closes, look for one chore around your home that was never really yours to do and quietly take care of it, expecting nothing said about it at all. May the day meet you kindly and leave you a little lighter. Gemini, your mind is already 3 steps ahead today, and that quickness is exactly what today's sky supports. Yesterday's opening in your house of courage, siblings and short journeys likely left you a little restless, eager to move before you had fully settled. That same house, 3 energy carries forward now, still asking you to act, speak up, or reach out to a sibling or neighbor rather than sit still. In work and money, Mercury, the mind that rules you, moves in your favor today, so your ideas land clearly when you write, pitch, or negotiate. Take one honest step, a message sent, or a call made, rather than waiting for perfect timing. Gemini, curiosity is your engine, and connection costs you no effort at all, so let a stray conversation open a door. In relationships, Venus is currently weakened in Virgo, so charm may ask for a touch more patience than usual. Let your natural gift for connection do the quiet work instead of forcing warmth. For energy, that same house 3 pull toward short journeys, favors, movement, a walk or a small errand clears your head fastest today. The day keeps that same bright, active thread running from morning to evening. Today, thank someone whose steady work usually goes unnoticed. A cleaner, a driver, a quiet colleague, simply because their effort deserves to be seen. Whatever today asks of you, you have met harder days than this. Cancer, today asks you to notice the value already sitting in your hands, in what you own, what you've built, and what quietly matters most to you. Yesterday brought that homecoming warmth of Sun and Mercury together in your own sign, and today settles into a steadier version of that same ease. The moon moves through your second house now, the house of money, possessions, and what you value, turning your attention toward what you already hold. You're ruled by the moon yourself, Cancer. So this kind of quiet stock taking comes naturally. You read a room before anyone else says a word. Settle practical money matters before the tithi turns at 6:47 in the evening, while the steadier feeling holds. Venus is having a subdued day in Virgo, sitting in your third house of communication and everyday exchange, conversations with siblings, neighbors, or close friends may ask a touch more patience than usual. Nothing to worry over. Just soften your words and let closeness build slowly. With the Sun, Mercury, and an exalted Jupiter gathered in your own sign, your vitality runs bright, so let your body set its own steady pace today. This is a day for gathering in rather than reaching out. Cancer. If you know someone unwell, sit with them a while today. Let them set the pace and ask nothing in return but your presence. Let today be useful rather than perfect. Leo, today the sky turns the spotlight back onto you, onto your own presence and the quiet way people notice you the moment you enter a room. Yesterday likely felt like a threshold, with the moon still completing its crossing into your own sign. Now that same moon rests fully in your first house, the house of self, vitality, and how you come across, so you can trust that your natural glow is simply picking up where it left off. In matters of work and money, Venus, the planet guiding this period, sits weakened in Virgo within your house of personal resources and values. So today favors a slower, more careful look at spending or financial talk rather than quick decisions. In relationships, Rahu continues its retrograde path through your house of partnership, which can blur what a partner or collaborator truly wants. So Leo, a patient, unhurried conversation serves you better than assuming you already know. Your ruler, The sun means warmth reaches people ahead of you before you've spoken a word, and that gift stays steady even on a quieter day. Let that same warmth move outward today. Consider sharing a meal or some food with someone who is hungry, offered simply because it is good to give, nothing more. Walk gently today and let the day come to you. Virgo, the quiet strength you carry today is exactly what this day is asking you to lead with. Yesterday's rest carried into a soft, steady close, and that same unhurried quality is still with you now. In work and money matters, Mars sits in your house of career and standing and casts its aspect into your money house, so ambitions feel active. But Venus, the lord of this period, sits weakened in your own sign, asking you to move without forcing outcomes. For you, that means choosing steadiness over a big push, letting one task be done with real care rather than rushing three. In relationships, Saturn rests in your seventh house, the house of partnership, and its aspect reaches back toward you. So, someone may need patience rather than answers. Virgo, your Mercury ruled precision serves you here as calm listening, not correction. For energy, the moon moves through your 12th house of rest. So, honoring low key hours instead of resisting them serves you well. The quiet steadiness that opened your day settles gently into evening. Before the day closes, consider leaving out water or a little food for a stray animal or the birds nearby, a small offering that needs nothing back. May today bring you one moment worth remembering. Libra, today opens with a warm, sociable ease running through your circles, the kind of day where your gift for finding balance draws people toward you. Yesterday's mind-easing feeling carries forward. Since the moon continues moving through your house 11, the house of gains, friends, and wider networks. That same placement favors your work and money today. So, a conversation with a colleague or a wider contact could open a door, and reaching out to your circle serves you better than waiting for it to reach you. In matters of the heart, Libra, Venus, the ruler of your sign, moves quietly now, weekend in Virgo. So let this be a season of listening rather than performing in love. Your gift for finding the balance point in almost any room still holds even when Venus feels muted. And someone you care about deserves a slower conversation today rather than a quick one. Saturn continues its slow retrograde look from Pisces, a quiet signal to keep today's efforts steady rather than rushed. So let the late morning move slower before you take on anything that needs your full push. That sociable ease you opened with is still yours to share, so let it carry into one small kindness. Give someone your full, unhurried attention when they speak today, nothing more expected in return. Go easy on yourself today. The stars are patient, and you can be too. Scorpio, today the moon rides high in your 10th house, the house of career and public standing, and that placement puts your steady effort exactly where people can see and value it. Yesterday, the same 10th house was still settling around you, so today's visibility has been building rather than arriving all at once. For work and money, Venus, your period lord today, sits weekend in Virgo in your house of gains and networks. So let agreements and deals breathe a little instead of rushing them to a close. In relationships, Jupiter sits strong in your ninth house of belief and understanding, and its full aspect reaches toward your dealings with others, favoring honest, patient conversation over quick conclusions. Scorpio, you are ruled by Mars and you go deeper where others only skim. So let that depth listen fully to the person in front of you today. For energy, Mars runs close and active in your 8th house, so restlessness may build. Give it one focused task rather than many, and trust the resilience that is easy to underestimate in you. By evening, this 10th house glow should feel earned, not showy, the natural settling of steady work. Let that steadiness turn outward. Notice someone carrying more than they can manage today and help carry that load with them, asking for nothing back. Wishing you a calm and steady day ahead. Sagittarius, today turns you inward before it turns you outward. And what you find there will steady you more than any single choice you make. Yesterday, your search opened in the 9th house of belief and long journeys, and that reflective mood likely shaped how you handle practical matters too. On work and money, Venus, guiding this period, sits out of its comfort zone in Virgo, in your 10th house of career. So let steady effort speak for you rather than chasing quick approval. In relationships, Saturn from your 4th house of home and Mars from your house of partnerships both aim their full gaze at your house of self. Sagittarius, the mirror turns toward you. How plainly and honestly you show up shapes today's conversations more than anyone else's mood. On energy, Jupiter, your ruler, stands exalted in your 8th house of deep transformation, lending strength to whatever inner work you're doing. Optimism is simply your nature. And for you, it was never about arriving. It's the honest search that satisfies. So keep plans loose at midday. That inward turn of the morning becomes the outward turn by evening. Somewhere today, check on someone who's been alone lately, even with just a call, so they know they're seen, nothing needed back. And when you're ready to see it all laid out, your complete birth chart is waiting free on our website. Let today be simple. That is enough. Capricorn, today invites you to give a little of your time or your place to someone who needs it more, and that quiet generosity is exactly where your real strength shows through. Yesterday, the moon opened in your house of shared resources and deep change. So, if you have been carrying that same steady devotion to hearth and duty, the thread continues today. You are ruled by Saturn and you play the long game by nature. So, let that patience guide your work and money today. Venus, your period lord, sits weakened in Virgo today. So handle shared finances or joint decisions gently rather than rushing them, and let today's pace settle before you commit to anything large. Capricorn, your house of partnership, the 7th house, is carrying real light with Jupiter, the Sun, and Mercury all casting their aspect there. So conversations with partners and close allies can open genuine understanding today. Energy runs a touch inward, and the gentle stretch called Chandrashtama eases by 9:34 tomorrow morning. So keep today's pace unhurried and let rest carry you through. That same devotion that carried you yesterday continues today, especially in how you treat those around you. Let that show by offering your seat, your place in line, or a few unhurried minutes of your time to someone who could use it more, asking nothing back. May something small go beautifully right for you today. Aquarius, this is a day for tending the bonds you already have rather than chasing new ones, and that steadiness will serve you. Yesterday, your moon opened in your house of partnership, close alliances, stepping into the light, and you likely lean toward others more than usual. That same moon still moves through your seventh house of partnership today. So you keep feeling pulled toward the people who matter, and this favors listening closely rather than pushing your own agenda. In work and money, today's ruling planet, Venus, sits weakened in Virgo, so contracts or negotiations may ask you for a little more patience, and this is a good day for you to read terms slowly rather than rush a signature. In relationships, Aquarius, that seventh house pull favors an honest, unhurried talk with someone close. And as an Aquarius ruled by Saturn, you think from an angle nobody else tried, so your perspective can untangle what others couldn't. In energy and health, today carries a steady, almost tireless quality for you. So pace yourself evenly and let that endurance carry you through without strain. That same partnership thread from your seventh house carries through the whole day, worth your steady attention. Let that pull turn outward. Find a moment to patiently show someone something they have been struggling with, asking nothing back for the showing. Carry this lightly and have a truly good day. Pisces, let your compassion lead today's practical tasks, and the day eases around you. Yesterday, your house of daily work and routine felt sociable and steady, likely leaving you a touch stretched by evening. You are ruled by Jupiter, and compassion moves you first. Your imagination reaching where plain analysis cannot, a gift still true of you today. With the moon still in your sixth house of daily work, health, and routine, give the small tasks and the people nearby your full attention rather than rushing past them, and today's steadier pace serves you well. Jupiter, exalted, casts its full aspect from your fifth house onto your ninth, so conversations about guidance or learning can land with real clarity if you keep things unhurried. In relationships, Venus rules today but sits weakened in Virgo, reaching from your seventh house of partnership back toward you. So a close bond may need extra patience, best met by naming what you need plainly. Pisces, your energy holds steady if you keep routine simple and let rest come without guilt. The warmth that carried you yesterday is still here today, familiar and easy to lean on. Before the day closes, pass along something useful you no longer need to someone who could use it, offered simply, with nothing expected in return. The day is yours to shape. Shape it kindly. Wherever your day takes you next, may it move a little lighter and a little steadier, carrying forward the small clarity we have touched on today, whether that means quiet time at home, a conversation you have been putting off, or simply a good night's rest that lets tomorrow begin fresh. Every sign in the sky, from fire to earth to air to water, deserves that same gentle unfolding, one calm breath and one honest choice at a time. And we are glad to walk through these skies with you. Which sign are you? Tell us in the comments. If today's sky was useful, subscribing keeps it coming every morning.